Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my 1,000 in singles right here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. As you can imagine, I end up finding lots of notes that are worth a little more than face, but not necessarily a lot more than face value. So they don't really get a chance to get into my safety deposit box. I keep that for all my expensive stuff. So what do I do with those lesser notes? Well, for my lesser notes and for the stuff that I pull out of my box while I'm filming, what I do is I put them in a penny box. Let me slide this stuff out of the way here. Just your regular old penny box. I mean, every one of us has bought a box of pennies and sorted through them looking for something. But if you have a penny box, you open that up, the notes fit pretty well in there. So it's a great way to put notes. It's a great place to store your notes, especially the lesser ones. That way you know they're all safe and sound. Like I said, all of us have these boxes around here, and they do fit just right. Now, if you have notes that are graded, obviously they're not going to fit in here. And if you had notes that were graded, you'd probably want them in a more secure place than just a penny box. But as far as like I said, the lesser notes, the $10, $20, $40 notes, stuff like that, you can put them in a box like this. All right, so let's take a look at what I found this week. Taking a peek, found a Where's George. Love these Where's George bills. I'm going to have to do a thing on showing exactly what it looks like when you find a Where's George bill. So look forward to that coming up. Where's George bills, always fun to check out. And I found another one. So I had two of them in this particular one. It's nice. I haven't seen a stamp like this, so I know this is going to be a unique one. Let's see. Did find a birthday note. This one is the 15th of June, 1964. This one is quads. It's got quad sixes on it, like there. And oh boy, that one's in bad shape, so that's probably going away. Let's see. More quads right here, quad nines. And I found some stars. You'll notice I didn't find any trinaries this week. It's kind of unusual for me to not find trinaries, but I made up for it with my stars because I found a bunch of star notes, and a lot of them are in pretty good shape. These are all 2017s to start with. A little bit lesser condition there. This one's showing a little bit of wear as well. They can't all be perfect, but when you start going through and you find this many stars, then you start to have your fingers crossed that some of these might be rare. I mean, it's to come through this many out of only 1,000 notes. I was quite happy. Here's another one that's in real good shape. So yeah, now we're getting into the 2013s. So yeah, quite a few of these. More than makes up for the lack of trinaries and everything else. Check out this one. Here's a 2003, and it's a star note, and it's in decent shape, not perfect. My older notes found in 1999, 1995 right there. 1993, don't see too many 1993s. 1988A is the oldest note in the group, and of course with the 88A and the 93, you're looking right here to make sure they've got a letter, because if they don't have a letter right here, then those would be web notes, and those would be worth a couple bucks for sure. All right, so that's what I found this week. What did I bring out? Well, continuing on with a theme I've had before, I brought out a $50 bill from the Confederate States of America. I've showed my 100, I've shown my 10, here's the 50. Now this one's a little bit different in that you'll notice, well, first we'll go to the date. Richmond, Virginia, February 17th, 1864. So this is the 1864 version. And we'll take a quick peek at the back. Does look like Monopoly money or something from some board game from the past. All right, so this is the 1864 $50 bill. Now, it does have the standard 2 years after the ratification of peace between the where is it? The Treaty of the Confederate States and the United States. So you weren't supposed to cash this in until 2 years after, which means if the Confederate States didn't win, there would be nobody to cash this in to. That did kind of cause a little bit of inflation at the time, as well as the Union pumping out all kinds of counterfeits. Now, one of the neat things about this particular bill is that they didn't hand number these. Now, I thought that was a little peculiar at first because I know that the signature is an authentic signature. It is hand signed. Both of these here are hand signed. And this is another good example here. You can see black ink, the dark black ink for the 50. Yeah, it's faded after 150 years, but you can see that that's definitely blank. Whereas when you compare it to the signature, the signature does have kind of a rusty hue to it, and that's the oxidation of the iron in the ink. Same thing over here. You can see how black this ink is, but when you get to the signature, you can see that it has oxidized just a little bit. And that's how you know it's a real signature and not a reprint. Now, once again, when I was looking at these serial numbers here, most of the notes are hand printed with the serial number. But on the 50 and on the 100 of this particular series, they did use a stamp. And there are interesting things to note. I mean, look at how worn the 8 is from the stamp and how little ink got onto the zeros, because those numbers weren't changing. Where the 6 and the 7s, on both sides you can see, the 6 and the 7 are extremely dark because they were rolling through these, whereas these obviously were not rolling as fast. So it caused wear marks like that. I just find that interesting. This one is in pretty good shape. It does have a little bit of a crease down the center, but overall not too bad. Take a quick peek at that. And let's take a look and see what the book has to say. Got my paper money of the United States, my most valuable asset, I guess you'd say, as far as looking up stuff. Take a peek here. Right there, $50 note. And let's see what we got here. What's the last thing that it lists? Right there. Notes dated February 17th, 1864. There was a 500, a 100, and there is the 50 right there. You can see it does have the pinkish hue just like mine. The play money back, I guess you could call it. By the way, that is the bust of Jefferson Davis on the note, President of the Confederate States. Denomination in large on elaborate blue reverse. And you can see the price there. Starts at about $40. Even if it was perfect, you're talking only $110 because there were so many made. So that is my 1864 Confederate States of America $50 bill. All right, guys, if you learned anything new this week, hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading all your comments, and I'll talk to you guys again next week.